potion bag not enough for you?
I was in
Mind
a
you,
hurry.
to the Northernist podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada on this knitting podcast. This is episode 108.
It is in fact 108.
Jocelyn's brain is made of sturdy stuff that's very sore right now. Yay! If I'm quieter than usual, you guys, I'm running a multi-day migraine, so it's been interesting.
We'll try and keep this short and succinct so Jocelyn can go back to sleep.
You know, every time we say that the episodes are longer, like every time.
Well, it is Monday night, so...
Heavens only knows what Scotin words might come out of our mouths this week.
What? I was talking about a skirt that was made out of cotton, okay? It was Scotin.
Oh, laughing hurts, don't care, still funny.
Probably should have spelled it with a K for the title last week. Oh well.
Whatever.
Too late now.
Works fine. Alright, do you want to let everybody know what we're going to cover this week?
Yeah. We've got today some What's in Our Cup, cool threads, woolly workings, the return of fiber flubs. That's all my segment, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yarn on the go, wool gathering, and literature and events.
Woohoo.
Which I didn't write down because we always have events. But I should have because I almost forgot to say it.
If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a returning listener, hey, I hope you grabbed your cup of tea, coffee, water, adult beverage, whatever it is you happen to consume while you listen to us. I randomly decided I don't want to work on this right now, so I'm going to put it away.
Weren't we just talking about monogamous knitting?
I don't know how to monogamous knit to save my soul.
That's true. That's true.
What are you talking about? My number of whips have never caused me any sort of grief or pain. Or stress. I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's how many I have. Whatever.
Yeah. It's a pretty chill way of looking at it.
Yeah. They get done when they're done.
Well, let's start with some What's in Our Cup then.
Woohoo! Because I am currently on painkillers, though I have to come off the pill ones today because I can't. All pressed, gelled, whatever painkillers on the market have corn in them.
To which you are allergic?
To which I am allergic. It's a filler. It's a stabilizer. It's
a sweetener.
It's a sweetener. It's an everything, and that's fine. I'm not actually offended by it, but I can't take them for any length of time because they really irritate my system quite hardcore. So I'm gonna stop. You know, I'm still in pain, and if it's still pretty bad, marijuana is legal in Canada.
That it is.
I'm just gonna go buy some high CBD marijuana strain and get stoned. Because that doesn't cause an immense upset stomach.
Solid plan.
So I'm currently drinking the nighttime blend tea from Twinnings because it is chamomile and fennel, which is fennel and chamomile are both soothing for your digestive tract, and fennel helps with inflammation in your intestines and stomach lining, which happens when you consume too much food or eat something you're allergic to, and your allergic reactions like mine, which is food poisoning shaped, so that my stomach's not angry at me.
Good plan.
Uh-huh. Way too much information, but you know what, guys?
We're all friends.
One day, knowing that fennel and chamomile work the same way could help you if you hate the taste of chamomile.
Fair enough. Fennel is more the more licoricey one, right?
Yeah, fennel's the more licoricey one. For me, I have to pair it with something, because otherwise I find it too licoricey.
Fair enough.
But I do find it works better than chamomile does. Chamomile's just overall soothing. I find the fennel is better for, like, the digestive issues.
Throw some ginger in there and you're golden.
Pretty much, yeah. If I could find me, like, a good fennel ginger or a fennel mint, because I just personally find mint soothing.
Yeah, mint. Mint's a good one.
I would be really happy. Heavens knows I try enough mint teas. You think I'd find one by now, but nope. Keeping my eyes out, it'll be fine. What from my stash are you drinking today?
From your stash, I have stolen some Druids Magic from Tea Desire.
That's a good one.
If I read the package correctly, it is a blend of green and black teas.
Mm-hmm.
So it has, I don't know, brown tea color.
It looks like a cup of tea.
It looks like a standard cup of tea, but it smells
amazing.
absolutely amazing. It's got this fruity floweriness, sort of peachy, but not super peachy.
I have no way of describing that other than amazing. It was one of the first teas me and my mom tried from Tea Desire, and we've been drinking it steadily ever since. It's just really good.
It's so good. It smells so good, and it's just such a light flavor, and it's just, I'm so chill right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm drinking it out of a cup that doesn't say it on that side because, of course, it doesn't.
Whatever.
On this side, which I can't turn it around because, it says joy inside. And there is much joy inside this cup. And I am normally left-handed, although my table is on the right today, so I will be right-handed today.
Sure. I think one of these times we'll have to switch it up and sit in each other's seats. That'll be weird.
Oh, we should have done that for April 1st.
Oh yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Oh well.
It's fine. Neither here nor there in the end case.
So next up we've got some cool threads.
This week I didn't go out and do a whole ton. I've reached that magical time of year and that magical 30 plus age where you spend, if you do it right, you spend a chunk of your year, once a year, just getting everything done. Your yearly dentist checkup, your yearly doctor physical, you know, it's the boring adult stuff. I tried to do that between my birthday and when I leave to go visit my mom in the spring.
I just found Chris's sunglasses in my...
Wow.
I don't know where we went or when, but I have Mr. Diana's sunglasses in my knitting bag.
Why did he put them in your knitting bag?
Evidently, we were just throwing everything in the car, and he's like, hey, can you just throw these in there? But I think that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's a good thing he hasn't needed these.
Which goes to show you Winnipeg's been quite overcast the last couple of weeks. He's not been looking for his sunglasses.
Yeah, it's been dreary, I think is the word for that.
I've quite enjoyed it. I mean, other than the brain pan problem.
That whole pressure change, like, I don't normally get headaches, and even I've had headaches.
Yeah, I'm prone to them when there's a lot of pressure change, so that's a thing. That's delightful.
Yeah, you've got it so much worse than I do.
Yeah, it's fine. I get them all the time. I'm quite used to them. It's just sometimes, you know, they're worse than others. Anyway, I didn't do a ton other than sort of appointments this week, which is fine. It's just the time of year it is. I wore my Goldfish Memories out on Saturday. I actually went out with Red because we went for a pre-birthday girlfriend time because on her birthday she's a nursing student. She will be at clinical, so she will be not doing anything else because that is quite exhausting. And then on Friday, for my doctor's appointments, I wore my Squish shawl because then I could wear my nice lightweight coat and still be quite toasty.
Excellent.
Because that Squish is made out of that Cascade 220 and that Manoster Air Grey.
That's the green one, right?
Yeah, that's the green one.
Right.
Yeah. Which looks really good with my blue coat.
I bet. That must look so springy together.
Oh, it looks so springy together. It's great. I have a cobalt blue spring raincoat with a hood. It's lined, so it's quite warm. So literally at 0 degrees, I can start wearing it with a sweater underneath. Kind of nice.
Well, that's about where it's been this last little bit.
That's exactly what type of year it is. I was talking to my mom today, and it's 15 degrees above on average out where she lives right now.
What? She's only a province over.
And higher north.
That's not even fair. Tell her to send that weather this way. I could use some of that.
How about we wait till after the river crests? For less flooding.
Meh,
Before
just get it all over with.
the last of that spring thaw hits.
Let's just get it all over with. Over and done with.
Says the woman who isn't anywhere near in danger of flooding.
Yeah, up on my 3rd floor, yeah. No danger of flooding here.
We're not doing that, guys.
I went places, but I have been wearing a lot of the Katie hat because it's my new hat and I've been enjoying that.
Yeah.
And it's cheerful and yellow, which is different from my other hats, which are blue and white. And my giant alpaca cowl that I knit out of bulky alpaca roving like 5 years ago. I bought it at the Manitoba Fiber Festival, and then I think right away I just knit it into this super long infinity cowl, and I did a terrible job of grafting it. It's like coming apart and I need to fix it. But it's just this garter stitch loop with a half twist in it, and it has been perfect for this cool, damp weather because it keeps the damp out and it's not been super windy because it's not a very tight weave, so it doesn't keep the wind out. But it's been great for keeping the damp out, and alpaca is so warm and so light. And it's just alpaca brown, like it's natural undyed brown, so it goes with everything, especially the beige coat that I've been wearing.
Your camel colored coat?
My camel colored coat. I've been very full of natural shades of color in my exterior wardrobe.
And here I am wearing cobalt blues and green.
That's where I'm at. I like neutral colors with pops. My hat's been my pop.
I am nothing but color. And it is glorious.
It is glorious.
Red had me try on cardigans in different colors. What color cardigan came home? White. Because it looked the best.
That's fair.
That's me. It's a good looking cardigan. It's going to look great with my summer stuff. I'm very excited.
Excellent.
Oh, today I'm wearing my shawl.
Oh yeah.
My Northern Plains shawl, which is my very first pattern, which I have released on Ravelry. Which I've already got updates planned for. Because that's me.
So you should all go on Ravelry and go see Jocelyn's shawl pattern.
I think it's the only one called Northern Plains.
I think so.
I could be wrong, you guys. Diana can link it in the show notes because it's an actual thing.
I have been linking it in the show notes since it's been officially released.
Unlike my project pages.
Your non-existent project pages. I do my best.
Crap. It's mostly me, guys. It's not Diana, it's me.
I'm also not the best for updating my project pages, but I have way fewer projects on the go at any one time, so it's not as apparent.
It just doesn't occur to me. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Sometimes I'll finish something and be like, right. I never made a project page for that.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
It happens eventually.
Hey, I finally made a project page for my boo socks.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll have something to link to now.
Bound to happen sooner or later. I think I also made one for the shrug again.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna have to have things to link.
I don't think I've done my blankets though.
Can't have everything all at once.
I get bored and I start pattern searching.
Fair. I've been very tempted by some stuff recently.
Oh man, you were super enabling me today.
I know.
Oh, so pretty.
I was the enabler today. Which
is not the norm. It's usually the other way around. But that's okay.
So next up, we've got some Woolly Workings. You think I'd know our own segment order by now?
Nope.
No, never. Never.
Nah. Who needs to know the segment order? Yeah, my cat, you'd think she'd had a hard day.
She's just passed right out. Snoring too, I think.
She's a snorer. It's cute when you weigh 9 pounds or something. 10-pound cat, I don't know. She's a hefty cat. I suppose I'm going first because I have more items than you, I
Always.
suspect. I had on a case of cast-on-itis.
Don't we all come spring? Well, in general.
In general, yeah. Yeah, springs just seems to be the worst. You get so excited for the new season. Even I, get excited for spring cleaning, and then I can open the windows during the day, and lots of other things that are just delightful. So that's always a joy, and I do enjoy it. But that always tends to mean, for me, casting on 50 million things. So here we go. We're going to have a whole bunch of new stuff, because no one's here to tell me no.
Nope. I'm pretty sure Phaedra's never going to tell you no.
Nope. She likes the ball winder and Swift. She likes watching it.
Oh, in that case, cast on all the things. Wind all the yarn.
All the things. Basically, I'm stalling because I'm like 2 stitches from the end of my sock row. I'm working at some 2 at a time toe up vanilla socks because I quite frankly enjoy knitting vanilla socks. And they go really well, and they're great travel projects for me, and I'm never going to ever give myself deadlines for them ever again because I suck at deadline sock knitting. Something fierce. So, they are called my Boo socks because they are out of the Boo colorway from Sea Turtle Fiber Arts, which you can see is a self-striping black, orange, purple colorway, which has got a white base. Then we got candy cane orange, deep dark black spots, and my favorite Walmart purple, because it is the Walmart costume purple that you find in the kids department. And as Diana can see from Jack here, I made 3 finger widths of progress this week.
Nice.
Which tells you how much time I spent in waiting rooms, because that's about 2 inches, 2.5 inches.
Yeah, 1.5 inches, 2 inches,
Yeah.
2.5, somewhere in there.
Somewhere between like 1.25 inches or 1.75 inches and 2.5 inches, roughly. It's not an exact measurement. I just move Jack up and then we move on. So that's a thing. But that was more so waiting to do blood work. My doctor was fast. Waiting to do blood work. That was.
Oh yeah, if you're not there
fast.
first thing in the morning.
Oh man, I was there. My doctor's appointment was 9:05 a.m. All the waiting rooms were packed. I didn't know where all these people had come from. Normally it's not that busy in the morning in my doctor's office. So I was like, hello.
So it was a good day to visit the doctor.
Apparently. It travels in my Aaron Lane bag, which is Lord of the Rings themed. It's got Elvish script on it. It's quite nice. Do I keep going? I suppose so.
Probably, might as well. I've only got 3 things. And so much Fighter Club.
I have casted on
It's pink! It's so pink! Oh!
my niece's So Faded pullover
This is not
sweater.
accurately representing the pink. It's so pink!
It's like highlighter pink.
It's so pink.
It is like the highlighter tube color pink. Not the pink that comes out of the highlighter tube, but the pink that is the plastic that holds the highlighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that shade of pink.
So bright.
It's quite pink and quite bright. I'm doing the So Faded pullover for my niece. It is an Andrea Mallory pattern. I do not have much to get done on it. I had to do some math, I had some gauge swatch testing, and because row count is so important in a faded sweater, I matched my row even though my stitch count was a little off, so I had to cast on in a different size than I actually need in the end. So I've cast it on a larger size, and I'm just going to have to go and do a chunk of the increases and then measure it against my niece and take it bit by bit, because I'm going to have to change the bind off point, because she doesn't need 30. She doesn't need a 38, guys. She's a 32. But I want her to have that space to grow.
Right.
So I knew I was going to cast on for like the 34, but I was short to get the 34. So if I'd cast on the 34, I'd have the 32, which wasn't going to work. The next size up is the 38, which is just a little bit big. So I've cast on for the 38. And I'm going to go probably every 2.5 inches or 3 inches. I'm going to put it on her head and see where we sit to make sure that it's lining up well for what I got to do math-wise. But my row count is perfect, which means I can just follow the schematic and change the colors when I need to change the colors as described in the schematic.
Excellent.
And I don't have to think about that, which was for me more important, because then that means her arms match up and her sleeves are right. And like the little things that would drive me bonkers. I don't think she'll care, but they'll drive me bonkers match up. So I've got all of my stitch markers in there, which are these are ones that Miss D made for us a couple of Christmases ago.
Yeah.
And a Christmas gift exchange in a mofo bright pink, you guys. I think this is Euphoria from Manos to Arrowgray.
I'd believe it. God, there's like, you got. She's keeping this in a like refrigerated lunch sack, so it's like
true.
foil lined.
It is foil lined.
It's glowing pink right now. Like I can't see into it except for the top bit, and it's glowing pink.
I'm doing it on 4mm Chow Gu red lace, and it lives in my Skip the Dishes insulated lunch bag. Look how bright it is in there.
Glowing! I cannot impart
So big.
how pink
It's
this is.
Technically 4 skeins. The skeins are 2 of each color, but they are not the same dye lot because they are hand dyed yarns, so that will give us additional variations in it. So this is the lightest pink, which is a Euphoria. I believe it's the Euphoria. It's either Euphoria or the one I can't pronounce. It starts with a C.
That's fine. I also can't pronounce that one, so it's Euphoria or the other one that's linked in the show notes.
Duly noted. What I am going to cast on, I literally went through and found all my old bags that I don't use for anything else, and I'm converting them into project bags. I have an old University of Manitoba book bag
My goodness.
that I used to carry around my smaller textbooks in because I got a history degree, so a lot of that included things like Homer's Iliad and You study a lot of weird stuff. I was watching the Cozy Up Knits, as I do, and they released a free pattern last month for the twins' birthday. So there's a free pattern this month for Sarah's birthday, and obviously like a free pattern in Jamie's birthday month, which is coming up next. They randomly decided to do a knit-along. Well, you know me and random knit-alongs. They have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a 2-skein worsted weight pattern called There's Not a Lot of Showers in April. There's not a lot of rain in April. I will look it up when it's Diana's turn to talk so I can confirm that. But I have me 2 skeins of Victorian brick.
Such a nice color.
From Cloud9 Fiberworks. I've had them for years now and I didn't know what I wanted to do with them. Now I figured it out. Now they're using a 5.5mm for the pattern. It's a free pattern so I can talk about it. I'm going to use a 6mm because I know me. If I'm going to get any drape on a worsted, I got to be at a 6mm minimum or higher. If I do a worsted at a 5.5mm, I have a much sturdier fabric, which is a lot better for sweaters and stuff. Not so good if you want like a drapey, flowy shawl. So I've got 2 skeins of that living in my University of Manitoba bag. I literally managed to make it to the end of their podcast last night, and I wound the skeins today while my brother-in-law was checking some stuff down here in the basement for me. So when I mean I'm starting it, I mean like it's gonna happen. I'm pretty much stuck at home this week.
Oh, okay. Good night.
Mm-hmm. You just carry on. It's fine.
Okay.
My head hurts.
Okay, I'll talk quickly.
It's fine. It's not your fault. My brain pan's weird.
Alright, I will start with the one thing that I did not screw up this week.
Okay.
Which is the blanket that I'm working on right now.
That seems fair.
I'm in the middle of a row, so it's slightly awkward. This is the corner to corner throw. It is a free pattern from Red Heart Yarns, and I'm doing it out of Lion Brand Heartland in Acadia, Redwood, Black Canyon, and whatever the gold is called. It's linked in the show notes. I can't ever seem to remember. Anyway, I am almost at the point where I get to stop increasing and it gets to stay the same width for a while, which is great because this thing is getting really big.
Well, it's supposed to be like a blanket size.
Yeah, I was aiming for like queen size throw, and I think it's gonna be darn close.
Yeah, no, you're right on scale for a queen size throw if you're not done your increases quite yet.
Big.
We'll work on that in air conditioning in a couple months there, dear.
Yeah. So the colors were chosen to match the house crest that Mr. Diana designed, but hasn't actually officially gotten done yet.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. Expensive!
I was looking at it. That's pretty much the cost of for me to get. I think it's like 2/3 of a circular sock machine in Canadian funds.
Yeah. So we don't have an official house crest yet, but we will have this blanket in the official house crest colors.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
I'm doing this on a 6mm hook. In, I guess, is this worsted weight? Oh wait, I have a ball of the gold right here. I can tell you what it is.
I think it worsted, yes.
Yellowstone. The yellow is Yellowstone.
The yellow is Yellowstone.
Oh, look at that.
Which is good because it was asked this weekend and I couldn't recall. It wasn't the yellow we were looking at anyway.
Yes, so I have 3 more rows, or I guess 2.5 rows, and then my increases are done. And this will be glorious and I'm excited.
Oh hey, yeah, because then it's just go, go, go till you do your decreases.
In fact.
Woo, beautiful.
It was pretty go, go, go anyway. So yeah, I'm really enjoying working on this. It is soft and squishy, and oh yeah, I also wanted to look at what size of yarn this officially is. It is officially size 4, so worsted. Anyway, big and drapey and warm, and I'm toasty. This thing sitting on my lap.
The shawl I'm going to cast on is Not a Lot of Rain in April.
Okay, not a lot of rain in April. I'm gonna make a note of that.
I even have a project page for it.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy pants.
I do hear you. I don't always listen. I do hear you.
So if I say it for long enough,
it will eventually sink into my very thick skull.
I just have to say it for like a year.
But that's the look of it there.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that variegated that I have, that Victorian brick.
Yeah.
Really good. You guys look it up on Ravelry. It's a really freaking pretty pattern. Sarah is an amazing designer.
It'll be linked in the show notes as well.
It will.
Oh my gosh, what is in my eye? Well, my fingers are in my eyes now, but...
It's like besides the obvious.
Oh,
Goodness. I'm awake.
Alright, you want to do another one?
Sure.
Because most of the rest of my talking is fiber flubs.
Oh, jeez. I got out of bed at 4:30. Does that count?
AM or
For a
PM?
while. PM.
It's fine.
I got home around 2. Lie down for a nap.
Oh, it's fine.
My life is naps right now, guys. Alright, I wanted to make some progress on my twined up shawl. So, this was an MCal that is no longer an MCal. It is a ginormous 3-skein shawl. On the half that I'm holding up here, you create your center panel first, and then you have to pick up a lot of stitches unless Diana loves you and picks them up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
That was not my fault.
No. I screwed it up the first time.
That was not me, that was her. Me requesting it, that was all me. On this side, I had done up to my first wedge here, which is done in the speckled Girl Next Door from Midnight Cravings. And I have started in on my big section of red, which is the Elizabeth colorway from Knit Picks. The blue colorway underneath the bluey green is Bennett, also from Knit Picks. It's all fingering weight. The Knit Pick stuff is an alpaca cloud, which is a light fingering. And I knew I would be playing some yarn chicken with it because I don't have 400 plus yards. I have 400 yards. So that's fine. What I had managed to get done is I was at the end of the second wedge here. So I made it, and I was into my red last time I talked about it. I made it through the last of my second bumpy repeat section or red section and finished off my third wedge. So now that I've got this side down to the point where I need to be careful, because if I need to make hacks to the pattern for my yardage specifications, I need to get the other bulk side done. So when it's finished, it'll be this way. And as you can see, it's quite long.
Yeah.
And I've not blocked it.
It's going to be absolutely massive.
And
I've been
this
seeing
already,
pictures of them. And
already covers, I'm 5'10". For honest, I'm 5'10 and 3/4. I'm like a quarter of an inch shy of 5'11", which makes me an inch and a quarter shy of 6 feet, which is not actually that much when you sit there and look at how much an inch and a quarter is.
True.
That's sad. I like saying I'm 5'10" the way my mom likes saying she's 5'5". She's technically 5'4 3/4. Mom doesn't disillusion me. I don't disillusion my mother. We have a system.
Alright, if that works.
When this is done, we'll be able to hold it from couch end to couch end and cover both of us. It is going to consume all 3 of my skeins in almost their entirety, I suspect. I'll be using every bit of yarn.
I'm going to have trouble putting that on my head when it's done.
I'm not sure it'll fit all on your head when it's done. I think it'll fit on your head, shoulders, drape down your back.
Cover me entirely, I'll be a ghost.
I mean, it makes a really good mask.
Sure, if you say so.
Well, it dims the lights nicely anyway, that's for sure. Might just be my headache talking. So I am making some progress on it. I'd like to be able to get it done before I go out to visit my mom and my dad, because I think this will travel great in the truck. And I can take it off when I'm warm, and I can put it on when I'm cold. I have to get out of the truck, and there's natural wool in it, so my mother won't steal it.
Even better.
Just, it's a really good, safe bet, and I would really like to have this and my sweater for the truck travel. So, my goal is this, and picking up and finishing my Zadie sweater. But if it's keeping track, I leave in 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. You know, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I will make it work. I don't have a ton left of my yarn, so I need to, and I'd like to get it done. It has sort of become my knitting during critical roll time, because that's like a really uninterrupted 4 hours or so where I can just sit and knit, and I can get a fair bit of progress done. Even the cat leaves me alone when Critical Role's on. She knows better. She just goes to the couch and sleeps.
Wow.
So that helps. I'll take a sip of tea and then I can continue.
Keep going. I have a whole lot of flubbing.
I've got a couple of things I can't talk about because they're my new designs. And they're not at the point where I can start showing them yet. So I was showing Diana. One is literally the cast on and yarn color. I mean, Diana doesn't even terribly know. I did make some progress on my shrug again, which is my project, my primary project for the spring garment knit along, which we are doing with Laura from A Corner of Knit and Tea. I've gotten pretty good at that. You want a super funny story?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think... Okay. So I watch most of the YouTube for the podcast, and I do a lot of the social media, which is fine. It fits my work schedule quite well. Diana's work schedule, not as flexible as mine is. The differences between working in an office and working for yourself, right?
Yes, I do have an astoundingly flexible schedule for being in an office, but it is still an office.
Yeah. So I do a lot of the weekly watching and seeing and what's going on and commenting and liking. Don't think about it. If I know it's something we'd like, I like it. If it's something that I know you'd be that you would like, we commented it. We commented on the purple in Laura's boxy because it is your kind of purple.
Excellent.
It is an amazing shade of purple yarn, and I'm like, oh,
perfect.
Like both of us, yeah, hands down. Super liked it. Commented, didn't think about it. That was the week she did a draw for a skein of yarn. Guess who's getting some pink yarn in the mail? Oops. I don't really ever win these things, so it doesn't occur to me that that's a possibility. I went, oh, well. When I saw the episode, I laughed out loud. I went, oh dear. I should pay more attention to these things and not do that. Having said that, I'm going to make myself some colorwork mittens, because that's really nice, is a pair of colorwork mittens.
Nice.
And it's on my knitting bingo card square for the year too, is make colorwork mittens. So yeah.
Perfect.
So thank you, Laura. That was kind. I did not intend to enter. I was like, oh, I love the purple of your. Didn't even think about it. Just how I won the Knitting Wolf one. A couple of years ago. I didn't even think about it. I just commented because I really liked it. So this is how my life goes, guys.
It's clearly the secret then. Just don't even realize you're entering a contest and then you'll win.
Comment and like things that you like and you're good to go. It makes sense to me. So I did put some progress in. I did not move my stitch marker up. It really should be 2 rows higher.
It's close enough, I won't tell.
Yeah. So I've got about 8 repeats left and I'm ready to split for the shoulders. So I am at the point now where I'm sitting down and I'm trying to work on it while I'm awake. I've got, you can see my bed set up right now. There's no room for me to have somebody else in my bed. It's just a mountain of pillows because I have to sleep at an angle right now to be comfortable enough to sleep. But I do have above my head, I've got light, so I can turn the light on so I can do some knitting when I'm awake and I can't quite get out of bed. So right now, my knitting bag, which is a Halloween knitting bag with these great, amazing, snap bracelet material, top, which all of my yarn lives in, lives with me in bed so I can knit on it when I can. And I am making this out of some Premier cotton, which is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, which I've never worked in before. So I was excited to try that because I know that not everybody can afford $32 skeins of Pima cotton.
It's fair, yeah.
Which is fair. I can, but I really like cotton, so it's fine. But I wanted to do at very, very least my first project in the spring cotton, the spring garment knit along, craft along, in a cotton. In a cotton that wasn't like Burnett's handcrafter cotton, which is a hard cotton to work in, because it's not a softer cotton, which for cotton is determined by the length of the staple fiber. If I can go off the deep end and nerd out a little bit about cotton fibers.
Go for it.
The longer your cotton fiber, the softer it is. So you start with your regular, plain old out of the field cotton. You're looking at your Burnett handcrafter cotton, your stiff cotton towels, because they're an incredibly short fiber, super short. As you go up, Pima cotton's got a longer staple fiber, so it's a softer. Egyptian cotton, it's not even longer, it's softer. Get the idea, right? Because it mimics wool a bit better. So, there's your trick. If you want it, you want to find a cotton. If you need to have that soft in your life, if you're a superwash merino all the way person, go for like a Pima cotton or an Egyptian cotton, because those fibers are just a softer lumber fiber, so they just feel better. If you want a workhorse dishcloth, you want the Burnett Handcrafter.
Yep.
Because you don't need a scrubby cloth. It will scrub for you.
It's so scrubby. This dishcloth that I stole from you.
It's the Burnett Handcrafter. It's a bit hard to work in, but it's an amazing dishcloth. I haven't tried the Knit Picks cotton. I really want to try that at some point too. So, but I'm doing this cotton Premier, and this is a nice soft cotton that they've got in here, and they've got the acrylic to balance it out, so it's really good. The colorway is silver, and that's exactly what it is. It's a light silvery gray color. Stitch definition is beautiful. If you want to see pictures or anything, follow us on Instagram, because we're Northern Knits Podcast on Instagram, and heavens knows I post photos.
Yep. I will maybe eventually remember to... I take photos, I just don't remember to post them. I have lots of photos that I meant to post.
I need to prompt you every once in a while. Go, hey, put a photo up today.
Yeah.
Alright, I got one more thing and then I am done. I have
Alright.
technically two more things, but one of them's theoretical.
I will jump in on a thing, and I just won't talk about the flub part. Because you can't see it right now.
Okay, that's fair.
Cool.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. I fixed it.
Oh jeez.
Mostly fixed it. Anyway. So in my fancy teacup bag from Dragon Fiber Bags, I have my Celtic Myths shawl, which has been an ongoing project for like 4 years. I think I made the mistake of looking at my Ravelry page. I think I actually started it in 2016, like the spring of 2016.
So I'm well within my rights to be bugging you to get that finished now.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's a crescent shawl with a knitted on super intricate cabled edging. It's Celtic cabling, in fact, hence Celtic Myths. Anyway, it's very, very slowly coming along. I can
It's
see
a very intricate cable.
It's a very intricate cable. A 16-row repeat. Got my tiny little progress keeper on there. And I will talk a little bit more about these intricate cables in fiber flubs. But I'm doing this out of Juniper Moon Farm in Zoe, which is a 60% cotton, 40% linen blend. I believe it's technically DK weight yarn, but it's so thick and thin I'm knitting it like it's a fingering weight on my fancy rosewood knitting needles that were a Christmas present to myself a few years ago from Knit Picks. And there was something else I wanted to say. Oh yes! With this, I have been trying out the Knit Companion app because I was getting tired of having to put everything down, move my decorative tape up a row on my chart, and then pick everything back up. I'm like, let's try this Knit Companion thing.
How are we liking it?
I think I like it. I've only been using it for a couple of days, but I think I like it.
That's fair.
My main problem is that it was very obviously meant to be used on a tablet that has more screen real estate.
You're using it on your phone.
Not so good on my phone, but it's doable.
Okay.
But you can, if you pay for it, which is a $13 Canadian a year subscription, you get a 7-day free trial, which I'm currently still on. But if you do that, then you can do all of the fancy things like, I don't have it here, but I have my chart here. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, so it's fine. But my chart that I have color-coded in marker in real life, I was able to highlight all the bits in Knit Companion. And then there's another chunk where you can have your key all sitting there next to your chart. So I have my key color-coded as well and sitting next to my chart. So it took about as much time to do it in Knit Companion as it did to do it in real life. Yeah, my main issue is just it's all very squishy because the buttons are kind of large because it was intended for use on a tablet. But yeah, so my verdict on Knit Companion is if you have a tablet and you like charts, go for it. It's definitely worth it. If you
check in with you once your free trial is done and see if you paid for it.
yeah. If you have a phone and not a tablet, try it out. Maybe the buttons are just so big and they're opaque, and like there's some UI things where like if you design this for a phone, I'd do it this way or that way, or like hide some more of these things in a menu. But it's not bad on a phone. It would be excellent on a tablet, which is what it was designed for.
Which makes sense, given that, it was meant for a tablet. No, I can see that.
Oh yes, and I believe this is the Progress Keeper that you got me. It's a little tree.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's the one I made you.
Yeah. So I will talk about this a little bit more in Fiber Flubs. Alright.
Oh man. All the flubs.
All the flubs. Do you want to do your next thing?
I will. So I'll talk about my theoretical, as in I have to get it started and get it done because the next clue comes out on Wednesday.
Oh no.
The first clue was sizing and gauge swatch. So I'm not super worried about, even if I'm working that on that Tuesday while we're D&Ding tomorrow evening. That's fine.
Alright.
Not the end of the world. Michael's was having a sale. And it sounds like a segue, because Jocelyn went, don't you buy yarn? Except Michael's was having a sale. And I went to Michael's once with my brother-in-law and my sister one Friday, because they also were having a paint supply sale, and my sister's a painter. So this makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go together. Brother-in-law will drive us, since neither one of us are allowed to drive anymore. My vision impairment's more progress than my sister's is, so she sees better than I do, but still not well enough to drive. And he'll drive us, which means then we accidentally get Dairy Queen on the way home. Not sure how that one works, but it works every time. So, whatever accidental places we need to stop at on the way home, he's totally fine with. Good brother-in-law, right? So I bought a bunch of yarn. And in one of my yarn shopping trips I was with Red, and I was talking to her about, do you remember how 2 years ago when we started we did the textured triangle knit-along with Marley Bird and Red Heart Yarns?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's doing it again. Last
Okay.
year she did socks, which wasn't super interested in.
Fair.
But this year she's doing a My First Sweater knit-along.
Ooh.
In a worsted weight 6-week long. Now, I have for the most part completed sweaters and garments, because I have completed them in crochet, and I've got 3/4 plus finished ones in knitting. So technically not my first sweater, but the pictures for her pattern are a beautiful, simple, no fuss pullover sweater.
Okay.
I'm game, because when wouldn't I be game? And when I was with Red at Michael's on the Saturday, we found this stuff. And this is from Loops and Threads, so it's not Red Heart, even though I'm going to be doing the My First Sweater knit along with Red Heart. I'm just going to be using a different yarn because I didn't like the colors that Red Heart had in the store, which isn't Red Heart's fault. It's just the supply that Michael's had. So I went with a Loops and Threads, which happened to be one of my favorite acrylic ones, in the Fawcett Stones? Facet Stones? Anyway, this is a stunning green-yellow combo.
Some pink in there? And
Yeah.
like almost a blue?
I know,
Is
isn't
it
that
dark
pretty?
That's really pretty.
It's got, I'm going to say it goes from, we definitely go from a deeper green into a lighter green, but it's got a yellow undertone base to it, so that sort of mustard, deep mustard yellow. Like almost to the point where you would expect, if you saw it on mustard, you'd expect to see the little black flecks from like the peppercorns and stuff.
Alright.
You know what mustard color I'm talking about. Not like Dijon mustard color, not regular mustard color. Does that make sense? If you don't eat mustard, makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm not sure if this makes sense if you do eat mustard.
That's what it looks like to me. Or like a harvest canola. But I don't know if anybody else would understand what a harvest canola color is. So don't think that helps.
Really doesn't.
It's a nice, deep, yellowy green yellow. Which is good for me because I can't wear the really bright yellows. I can wear the deeper yellows. Do you know what it is? It's the yellow that's popular this spring.
Excellent. That like gold yellow?
Yeah, that gold fashiony mustard yellow. That's what it is. There we go.
Hipster yellow.
Yes. Actually, no, it's not that far off. And it goes into a white light, kind of yellowy green, into a darker blue kind of green. Which looks great. I mean, it is a stunning thing here. And I picked up 7 balls because I did the math. And I needed 8 balls? I picked up 8 balls. Because I needed exactly 7.1 balls worth to make my sweater at my size. I went, well, for Christ's 6. Bought 8. Because I'm not going to be short. Screw that nonsense. Because this is going to be a wonderful variegated acrylic yarn. I'm going to give it to Diana to do the reading because I cannot focus today.
Oh, that's so soft.
It's so soft.
Okay, let's see. Hand wash, don't dry clean, hang to dry. What?
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yep, I just said all of that. This is color number 14.
It's about as descriptive as what I just did.
It's color number 14.
Yep, just so you know, guys.
So soft.
Color 14.
I'm just gonna pet this.
It's a hand wash because if you wash this in a machine, you'd get all that would go away.
Yeah.
Nonsense. I'm going to hand wash this, guys. But I'm going to make me a pullover variegated sweater for fall.
It's gonna be pretty.
It's going to be really nice. And apparently we can get it done in 6 weeks. So we'll see if I can stick to the knit along.
Alright.
But I got 8 balls of it. And it actually lives in my Northern Knits bag because that's what I came home in. I haven't given it a and because I don't need to skein these. They'll just come apart on their own. So I can just literally find the middle and go. So I have to do my gauge swatch by Wednesday. Because we went over gauge and sizing and stuff. And I mean, if you've never knit a sweater or you're not sure of it, we'll definitely link to the Marley Bird video because she goes into great detail and really helps break it down for everybody. So it's like, yes, to help sort of debunk myths about how complicated a sweater is when it's not that complicated.
It's like people think socks are complicated.
I know,
They're not.
and I'm like, no. I mean,
It's just a tube with a bend in it.
it is a tube with a bend in it.
The bend is absolutely magical, but if you just don't put the bend in, then hey, you have tube socks. Done. They're socks.
That's fair. Wow, she's stretched out.
She's, yeah, a happy cat there.
Alright. The thing I did make a bunch of progress towards, last week I told you I was working on couch blanket I wanted to make out of leftover carrying cakes that I had floating around, because boy do I have a lot of leftover self-striping acrylic yarn. And soft, sturdy acrylic yarn is perfect for blankets, because then you can wash and dry them.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, I like being able to wash and dry my blankets, because I have a cat, and I have a niece, and I have friends with small children. I need to be able to have sturdy wear things, and my friends would feel awful if something was to happen to like a natural wool or something. And I'm like, no, I like acrylic, it's fine. I finished my first of 2 squares. It's not blocked,
Excellent.
so I do need to wash and block it so that I get the bend out of it.
It's a little bit wiggity.
It's
That's
a bit
okay.
wiggity. It always is when you're just doing it. I had started doing it as a double crochet, and then I realized I wanted the squares to pop a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a bit of like a texture pattern to it, so I ripped out all the green, which I had done. So my green is my centerpiece here. My variegated green. I have no idea what the color names are, guys. I don't have ball bands. These have been around forever. And
It's
I
the green
did
and
them.
purple one.
Well, it's green, and then there's a row of the gray, which is the border color, and then the purple one. There's 2 entirely different cakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because these are scrappy leftovers. So I decided that if I just double crocheted all the way around, it'll be the same level, so you wouldn't get any texture. So I am half double crocheting my center square, like my 2 main squares. And then I'm going to double crochet a chunk of my border, and then that last couple of rows will be half double crochet again, so they bump out again.
Okay.
Which will look really, it'll feel really good, and it'll look really good. So it is literally a giant half double crocheted granny square. And I went with the green till I ran out, and then I did a little border of gray, and then I went with the purple till I ran out. And now I just need to make my other giant square. I have literally nubbins left of the purple and the green, which I'm going to randomly stripe into the gray sections of the blanket to help pull the colors together.
Nice.
No pattern. Just making it up as I go. So that lives in another insulated bag, lunch bag. As you can see, I got colors in there.
Yep.
So I need to finish my second square. This doesn't have an end project date. I will probably actually stop this for now. Try to remember to make a project page for it and leave it alone till I come home later. Because I have deadlines and I have to leave the province soon.
Okay. I've got my one last thing, which I'm going to segue into fiber flubs with.
Okay. I'm going to work on my sock.
So I have here in this lovely bag that Miss C made for us for Christmas this year.
Mm-hmm. Mine's on the computer desk with a crochet project in it that I can't talk about yet.
So I was thinking I would make a lamb hat for for one of my coworkers' new little babies.
It didn't even occur to me that that hadn't been spoken about yet.
And so I was just following a free pattern for a lamb hat. It's basically bobble stitch separated by half double crochets. But I think the one that I've made is too big. But besides that, I distinctly do not have enough yarn to finish this. So this is just a failed project, and I think maybe I just need to rip it out and like crochet a little lamb toy for the kid instead, because there's not enough for a hat. And I'm disappointed.
I think the lamb stuffy would be better.
Yeah, the hat was going to be really cute, but I think maybe I'll just make a little lamb shape.
Yep.
It'll be like a little poof, and I'll put some black feet on it. And
oh yeah, it'd be terribly cute.
it'll be an interpretation of a lamb. So, fiber flub, failed hat. That is that. My other flub, which is a little more interesting.
Is it a giant white fluffy cloud that needs to be disassembled?
I made a mistake while doing my intricate cabled border.
Oh lord.
I don't know if you can see right there, there's like this weird gap here. That is because I suddenly had to learn how to drop down stitches and recross a cable and come back up. I don't even know how I managed to do it, because it's not even like not even one of the like knit cables where it's like a whole bunch of knit stitches that you might cross the wrong way. No, it's one of the ones where it's purl stitches crossing behind knit stitches to make the thing just like curve nicely.
Oh jeez.
So I somehow crossed my purl stitch in front of the knit stitches, which looked stupid, and I don't know how I didn't realize that for like another 6 rows. I'm just very unimpressed with myself. But I looked up a bunch of YouTube videos, and then it turned out to be actually really easy to fix this. And I took pictures with little arrow drawings, so I will post those as a slideshow on Instagram at some point.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely.
So
I'm glad you were able to fix it.
I did cable surgery, and it was surprisingly not too hard. It was a little bit fiddly, but it was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's good.
So those are my
I really want to
fibers.
see that shawl done.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't have as much progress on it, because I just like looked at it and then I put it down. I'm like, I'll come back to you later, and I did come back to it the same day.
That's fair.
But I was just unimpressed with it. Myself, not it. It is gorgeous. I'm unimpressed with myself.
Started my big red section on the second half of the Twin It Up.
Mm.
I had knit all the way across on the wrong side. So I had to tink like 157 stitches. I went, nope. Nope.
Oh, is that the one where you texted after and you're like, I
Yep.
need ice cream?
I have earned ice cream. Yep.
Yes. Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Because that's just annoying. I worked on my square instead and finished that up, so at least I could feel like I'd accomplished something that day before I went and undid a row of knitting, which is not that much. It's only like 5-10 minutes worth of knitting, but it's like 40 minutes to untink each stitch by hand because I have to be really careful and slow because of the vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not like you guys were here to be like, hi, we can watch me do it for 40 minutes. Or you could be done it in 5. Can I borrow you? Okay, I got it done.
Yep. And ice cream. So,
And
you know.
I treated myself to ice cream.
And I really want some ice cream now.
Lactose-free ice cream from Marble Slab, too.
Ooh.
Which is just on that okay ice cream.
Marble Slab is good ice cream.
It is good ice cream. I quite enjoy it.
That brings us to Yarn on the Go.
Just doctor's appointments this week. Just doing yearly physicals.
I actually went a place, and I worked on a yarn project while I was at the place. Everybody hold on to your hats.
Are you?
So my giant blanket
Oh
that
wait, there was knit and nosh. I go every other.
Okay. Well, gotta add that to the thing now. Knit and nosh.
I'm like, I feel like I took a photo of lunch and knitting at some point this week, so I must have been to knit and nosh.
My journaling pen is dying.
No.
I just need to write nosh. There we go. Okay, we're good. This weekend was my brother's final recital. Okay, so slight backstory. My brother is in his final year of a performance music degree at the University of Brandon. So rather than like final exams, he's got a final concert because performance degree.
Yeah,
So
this makes sense to me. Yeah.
So Saturday was this final concert, and so he's accompanied by his friend on the cello, and so there's this whole piano cello thing going back and forth, and they're both phenomenal.
Because your brother's a pianist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So phenomenal 2-hour concert. For extra fun, my brother's name is Charlie. His friend who plays the cello?
Charlie?
Charlie.
Yeah, it's
Charlie and Charlie. So on Saturday, Charlie was accompanying Charlie. And then the following day, it was reversed because it was other Charlie's cello recital, so Charlie was accompanying Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure that brought you great joy.
Brought everybody great amusement.
Yeah.
Charlie and Charlie. So I worked on my blanket a little bit during the concert. Mostly I worked on it during the intermission of the concert because I think we got like 6 bars into the music and I'm just like riveted. Because it was this angry Russian piece that my brother has legitimately broken strings on the piano playing this piece. And that is how it's supposed to be played. He's not just being irresponsible with the piano. He broke the piano.
Yeah. For some of them, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. So it was riveting. So I did maybe a quarter of a row on my blanket during the entire concert. But I did work on it. And it was good. It was
Will it
so
be
good.
my symphony date in the fall?
Oh, sure.
We'll get symphony lover passes and
Yeah.
go to the symphony once a month?
Excellent. We'll take our classy knitting and knit and listen to the symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to do that.
Okay, good plan.
Have all the plans. Whether or not it'll work out because I remember to do them, I don't know, man. If you remember in a couple of days, text me. I'm not sure what's gonna stick.
Put a little star here. Symphony.
Symphony.
I think I spelled that the developer way because there's some kind of
That's
package
fine.
called Symphony. I think I spelled it wrong for the actual symphony. Whatever. I know what it means.
You know what it means, that's the important part.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm conscious. Like, I'm upright, but I'm not sure I'm actually here.
Well, because if you're a PHP developer, you might use Laravel, which has an eloquent symphony of libraries.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but it's symphony with an F, and I'm pretty sure the symphony that I meant was the PH.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wrote the wrong symphony because developer.
That's fine. That works.
Developers.
Because what we
For
do...
like the one developer that's watching.
Is I'll get the email shortly when the tickets go on sale, so if we get in right away, we can do a payment plan and pick good tickets and get a good price for them.
Excellent.
So I think we should do that.
I'm on board.
Then we have a date once a month. It's not
Perfect.
movies, but that's okay. Equally as enjoyable.
Yes.
And I can always get myself down to the symphony. I'll need help getting home.
Totally fair. We'll work it out.
Alright. That was my segue. We're talking about concerts and symphonies. I couldn't help it.
I believe that brings us to wool gathering.
Ooh.
I think first thing is the general announcement that in May we're taking a couple of weeks off because we're both not going to be here. So we'll have a couple of pre-recorded vlogs going up on those interim 2 weeks.
I leave the city in 2 weeks. We will record till Diana goes on her honeymoon. For the first 2 weeks of her honeymoon, we're going to have 2 video vlogs go up instead. So Diana is recording one in advance of her leaving, and I am recording one while I'm in Saskatoon. So you will get videos, but there won't be any accompanying show notes or audio for it. So if you're strictly an audio listener, from May the 4th to the 22nd, we will be quiet outside of social media. I'll obviously still be posting on Instagram. Diana better Instagram story, her Amsterdam Stephen West store.
Yes, I will.
She will have a very angry Jocelyn on her hands.
I will have
when
a
she gets
very
home.
angry podcast of people if I don't, I'm pretty sure.
The Knit Club may disown you.
Oh, okay. Yes, there will be. There will be some yarn.
I don't see them forgiving you for that.
At least one day there will be a crap ton of Instagram stories about Stephen West yarn store in Amsterdam.
If you send me a text going, "Don't post today, I'm going to Stephen West," I won't. I will leave all the social media alone.
I'll let you know, and I'm like 6 hours ahead there. 7 hours? Whatever. Anyway.
6 or 7 hours. So
Yeah.
yeah, you will definitely beat my wake up time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tend to post first thing in the morning and then walk away for the day. and the work's done. It's over. So that'll happen the last week when Diana's flying home because she'll have to transition back. And we've seen Diana on lack of sleep. It's not pretty. Red has volunteered to come in and be a guest host for that week. So
Excellent.
Diana will officially be off for 3 weeks, and I will be off for 2. So then me and Reds will talk about our stuff, and I will be back in the city at that point, so it won't be a problem.
I guess I'm gonna be gone for like most of May then, podcast wise.
Yeah, because you're
Except
not...
for like the first week.
Yeah, because you leave on like, what, the 4th?
8th.
8th? Yeah, you leave on the 8th and you're gone till the 25th or something?
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
You're gone.
It's good. It'll be good. I'm gonna be so tired. It'll be perfect.
It's gonna be that random text where you're like, I know we're supposed to be recording today and it feels weird because we're not. And I'll be like, yeah, that's fair. Alright, the other wool gathering is, if you thought I'd bought 1 project's worth of yarn.
Of course not. Oh my god, that's an enormous bag!
The thing is, Diana didn't notice this. It's literally just sitting off camera. It's not hidden. It's like on top. Full visibility going on here.
You can't see how many other things are on this table for me to get distracted with.
There's so much stuff all over my table.
And now you're looking at this giant bag going, how did you miss that? And you know what? I can miss a lot of things. That's how I missed that.
Now, I have my go-to excuse, which is not your go-to excuse. I'm going blind. The volume of stuff I visually miss is astonishing.
I have
Alright.
no such excuse.
So they had the big balls of yarn on sale for $8 Canadian instead of $12 Canadian. So I was like, done and done. Because what do I want to make? Afghans. So I picked up 2. I'm going to throw one gently. Because I don't do anything rashly right
A
now.
pound of love.
I bought
Oh my god.
2 of them in grey.
It's enormous.
It's 1,000 and a bit yards.
1,020 yards, which is 932 meters if you prefer metric.
It's true.
16 ounces or 454 grams of premium acrylic. God.
It's a quite nice acrylic, but
Massive.
what this is,
It's massive.
it is massive, is these 2 are the outside of an Afghan.
No. Okay.
But that's only one, and that's just the outside of it. That's not all the other colors I have to
Oh
go
dear.
buy for that Afghan.
Okay. Okay.
So when they come on sale and they're the right colors, I'll start picking them up, and then I can make an Afghan. Which
Okay.
is one of my goals, right? Then I just got distracted, because that's what I do. And I like making crocheted shawls and hats and scarves and stuff for the fall fiber markets. And this is the Lion brand ice cream. It's called Big Scoop, because there's a lot of yardage in here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make blankets out of them and stuff, but they're quite cheerful colors.
Very cheerful.
Give you that one. I don't know if it's got a color name or not.
Mochi is this one. This dark gray, light gray, yellow, and white.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Oh, I got the blue one. I got 2 of each of these.
The cheerful blue and white and purple is Blue Moon.
And then I got 1 each of these.
Okay. Oh, I dropped one.
I'm not pulling out the stairs.
Oh,
and they're off.
Okay.
There's still 2 in there, but they're already ones we read.
There's yellow and pink and orange and blue, and this one is called Parfait. And the pink and white is strawberry. Oh, you could have strawberry parfait
I could have strawberry parfait.
with mochi.
Yep. So, there you go. So I picked up a bunch of stuff for fall craft markets for the yarn. And again, because it's in a nice soft acrylic, it's something that people can wash and hang to dry, which makes the care easier for it. So that happened as well this weekend. So I went to Michael's twice. I'm just gonna put them on the ground for now because I don't know what to do with all these to make the bag back out. I'm most excited about this because there's that Christmas Eve Afghan that we reviewed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can feel this.
That's really soft.
It's a really soft yarn,
Yeah.
right? But instead of the black outline, I'm going to do it in a gray outline.
Okay.
So all I need to do now is keep an eye out in the fall when those richer fall jewel tone colors come out and that cream white comes out for my inside hexagons. And then I can start making it over the fall season.
Focus. Here, have a cheerful color.
Thank you. It's also too big for my cat to just randomly grab and drag around.
That'd be funny to watch her dry, though.
We didn't read out the yardage on these ones.
Oh, right.
The big scoop has a fair bit of yardage in it.
The big scoop has 10 ounces,
Mm-hmm.
or 284 grams, which is 1,117 yards, or 1,022 meters, because this is a slightly lighter weight.
Yes. But we'll make a very gorgeous shawl matching mitten set.
Ooh.
Or scarf mitt set.
Yes, that would be very cheerful.
And great with winter black. So much of my country wears black winter coats.
Yeah, well, the dirt doesn't show up that way, and you stand out against the snow.
I've had a white winter coat for over 5 years now, guys.
Yes, but you're magical and managed to somehow not get it dirty.
You know what? You and the lady at Eclipse this weekend when I bought my cardigan said the same thing. She's like, I can't wear white. Red was with me, and she was like, she's got a 5-year-old white coat that's still white. The lady looked at me, I'm like, I don't know. I have white pants, white capris, white tank tops, white dresses, white, I have no problem keeping white.
I have 2 white shirts, one of which is a dress shirt that I rarely wear because it's a dress shirt, and the other one I have gotten so many stains on it that I've magically managed to get out somehow, but yeah, it's stains.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't understand. Much yarn.
There was a sale.
Don't blame you. Is the sale still going on? I kind of want to get like bulky yarn for a sweater.
There is a bunch of sales still going on, and they also have one of the ones that has enough for you to do an entire sweater, I think, at your size. It's the Endless Impeccables by Loops and Threads, which is that other acrylic I like to use a lot of.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
'Cause it's got a good stitch definition, and it's 1,700 and change yards.
I basically want to make a copy of that black sweater that I have.
$25 for the ball.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's about as much as I paid for that black sweater that I want to make a copy of.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, Yeah. You might be going to Michael's.
I might be going to Michael's.
That's totally fair.
So that just leaves us with literature.
It does. Not a crazy week. There was no readathon this week.
I have almost the same number of books as you this week. That tells you it wasn't a readathon week.
I don't read that much all the time. Short, intense bursts.
So my work book club has started a new book. It is Shadow and Claw by Jean Wolfe, which are actually books 1 and 2 of the New Earth series, New Book of the New Sun series. It's a combination of books 1 and 2 of the Book of the New Something series by Jean Wolfe.
Okay.
I'm on chapter 4, I believe. And this book is interesting because I'm pretty sure it's a sci-fi, or it was classified as a sci-fi, but it's reading like a fantasy. And the writing style, every time I sit down to read this book, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I'm into this writing style. And then like an hour goes by or whatever, and I'm supposed to be doing something else, and I'm like, oh, hey, well, I guess I was actually really into that. So it's interesting. I'm not super far in, but I'm liking it so far.
She get upset, roll over to a new section on the couch?
Yes. That spot on the couch was no good anymore.
Jesus, Murphy. Oh, cat.
The other thing I started reading today, while listening to, is Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. That's the second book about tidying up. The first one being the life-changing magic of tidying up. This one is the actual just how to tidy up. It's the illustrated guide, but it's an audiobook, so I don't have the illustrations.
That's fine. If you still get a description of what it is you need to do, that's sufficient.
And that's really all I want out of this Marie Kondo craze thing is, how do I actually achieve this? I don't need everybody else's stories. I get the gist. Tidying up is amazing. I want to know what the method is.
I was telling Diana I finished spring cleaning my entire apartment. Then I went and watched the Marie Kondo Art of Tidying Up on Netflix.
Yeah, I started watching one of the episodes.
Backwards.
I think you did. I started watching one of the episodes and I'm like, I just don't care about these people. Maybe I'm just like callous and unfeeling, but
You narcissist.
I don't care about these people and their stories. I just want to know how to tidy up.
I found it delightful. I think the only thing I took away from that was, yeah, she folds laundry nicely. So I refolded my laundry. That's it. And I didn't even go in and clean my drawers. I just, as I wore clothes, changed over to the new folding system. It's a good folding system. I quite like it.
Well, maybe
Quite happy with
I'm
it.
coming up on the clothing organizing, tidying chapter, so.
It would be quite impressive to see you and Mr. Diana pull all your clothes out and put them in a pile in the middle of your bed. I
Just
suspect...
Mr. Diana. I have an entirely reasonable amount of clothes, and I already have a list in my head of the stuff I can get rid of.
Mountain. Good
Mr.
luck
Diana
getting
has
him
at
to get rid of
least
things.
3 times as much clothing. I got him to agree to do some spring cleaning this weekend, so
That's
I'm gonna lay down.
to letting things go.
No,
That's
but I'm gonna lay down.
cleaning,
I'm gonna
though.
lay down some magic of tidying up just the clothing.
Okay.
So
Good luck.
Fingers crossed. Cross all of the fingers.
I have crossed my legs for you. I'm not gonna cross my fingers. I'm knitting.
Fair enough. So that's what I'm reading.
Knock on wood. At least it's not his brother.
Yeah, he's got way too much stuff. They all do. Yes. I love Mr. Diana. Obviously, I married him, but I don't love all of his stuff. He has a lot of stuff. He has very interesting things.
There's just
he has too many things.
It's just a lot of it. I don't think
Yes.
it's that they lack in interest. It's just too much.
So we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Okay. I'm gonna sit here in my nice, clean, well-organized apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you only have to organize you and your cat. You're not trying to organize another human. Humans are impossible.
No. Because I know better.
I think humans are more impossible than cats.
Cats are trainable.
Yeah, humans aren't.
Well, no, I'd argue they are, but humans are harder to train than cats. They have this whole concept of free will for some reason.
Ugh, free will. Who thinks that's new? What are you reading this week?
I started, well, I texted you, or no, I Facebook tweeted you? I tweeted at you. I'm like, talk so many ways on so many different platforms. What way did I talk to you about this? I had finished up the second and the darker shade of Magic series, which I'm thoroughly enjoying by V.E. Schwab, which was a gathering of storms. Only to discover it was a cliffhanger, which made me very upset, though I don't know why. I literally tweeted at Diana, "It's a cliffhanger! I have to start the next book right now!" Guys, I'm buying them on Audible. I don't even have to put on a bra to go do this. It's all on my phone. I literally had to get on my phone to tweet at Diana when it was done playing on my phone. I literally switched over and purchased the next book on the series list.
Such hardship.
Wow, first world problems. So I'm most of the way through a Conjuring of Light, which is the 3rd book in the series.
Almost done. We're almost done.
We're almost there. I can stay awake, I swear. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. I like the main characters. I like the story arc and lines. It's just the right balance between action, adventure, and character development. So it's thoroughly enjoyable. And I like a really good book series that has all the other elements but manages to balance the romance in there without it being like over the top. So when you have those beats of romance between the two characters, like your heart hurts for them when they can't be together, and they have this stuff between them. You're like, no, you asshole! How dare you! Like you get mad. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Like that's a well-written book where it makes sense. Where you're like, what are you doing? You're so stupid. But you know you would do the same damn thing. You know you would. Or you know people who did that, and you're like, knew it, called it. So I'm really enjoying the book. So it's a really good series. I'm quite happy with it. And I won't tell Diane anything about it because I really want her to listen to them or read them.
I've added them to my list on Goodreads.
They've got different voice actors for the different parts.
Ooh, I love
so
that.
it reads a little bit more like a radio play, which is delightful. Because if I describe a lot of it to you, I'm writing the reviews for it, and that's where I'm having the problem. If I describe a lot in the review, I'm giving away too much of the story. I'm like, no, I want you to read it. So finding the balance is hard, but you want them to succeed and win, and you ship them together so hard. So well done. And it's not gratuitous over-the-top violence or gratuitous over-the-top anything else. It's just really well written, so I'm happy with that. Then I decided I had to balance that out by starting the Heroes for Hire series that my mother had recommended to me by Dale Mayer. So funny. I'm like 2 chapters in. Like, guys, I've barely read any of it.
This was a romance one, right?
That's true romance.
Okay.
Yeah. This one's about ex-Navy SEALs, so it's just...
So, what are they for hire for?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't read enough books to know if they get hired for different things.
Because Heroes for Hire sounds like you're hired to go
like
off heroing, but if it's a romance...
14 books in the series with different characters. They can't all be hired for the same thing. I don't know yet. I haven't read enough
Do they get hired to be heroes for ladies? Or gentlemen?
I don't know if there's any gentlemen. The first one's a lady. I have to read more of the series. My mom was right though. It's quite funny and it's quite light and fluffy, which is beautiful in a contemporary romance. And it is a contemporary romance. And I picked up the first book of 3 because they put the earlier books bundled. So my mom's at like 13 or 14 or something. Like, God, I don't know if I can do that. Mom's like, you will have magically discovered you've reached the end of the series if you like it. I don't think she's wrong. I have to read to the end of the 3rd book before I really sort of commit to it or not. But you can buy them on Amazon for like $1.99 a piece. Like, why not? You obviously pay more for the newer books because they're newer.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But Levi's Mistake, was that what I told you?
Levi's Legend.
Levi's Legend. I'm excited to see if Levi does good in the sack. We'll find out. I'm only in chapter 2. I don't know yet. We haven't really gotten to that part yet.
So you're saying we don't start out in chapter 1, page 1?
No, it's not erotica. It's romance. It's
Okay.
different. I read some where I'm like, whoa, no. I need some background first. Some sort of connection, even if I don't follow it. Backstory, folks. I need backstory.
There's a backstory. Okay.
I need something. We got a backstory.
All right.
It's quite good. I'm hoping I laugh all the way through. Like I did with the Atlantis Rising heroes. And then the cyborg ones. My mom recommends the best romance novels to me. It's like she knows me or something.
Almost.
Almost.
We're just left with events.
Woohoo. Well, talking about the big one.
Yeah.
We're currently running a joint knit along with Laura from the corner of Knit and Tea. It is the spring garment craft along. The only rules is that it's an adult item. And if you sew it, crochet it, knit it, spin it and knit it, cool. It's super welcome. And you want to weave your own fabric and then sew something. Yeah, no, totally do it up.
As long as you craft it.
As long as you craft it. Super wide open. It is open internationally. We're running it from the spring equinox to summer solstice, so it is on now until the 21st of June. So you definitely have time to jump in and join on with us. We do have a hashtag for it. It is hashtag spring garment.
Spring cotton CAL.
Oh, spring, is that? Or spring garment CAL?
It'll be linked appropriately in the show notes.
I am terribly tired and have a huge headache. I have no idea what's coming out of my mouth anymore. Very brain foggy. So there's that, and that's the big one we got going right now. Which is perfect, because Diana needs to get that cotton fabric sewn.
Yes, that's cotton fabric.
It's so bad, but it's so funny. I'm hoping to knock off a couple of items, specifically working in cotton, because I really do enjoy working within cottons and alternatives to wool, specifically because of my mom. Now I've just sort of fallen off the deep end and I realize how nice they can be. So I'm hoping to have some new stuff, including perhaps a new dress or skirt for my wardrobe as well, because I'm making my way towards a handmade household. So that's the big one. I am prepping for the upcoming Knit Girls Knit Along, which is the Stash Dash, which will happen starting sometime in May. So that's when Laura gets off school. Because she's a librarian. What else do I got going on? Oh, hey, I accidentally joined in on the Cozy Up Knits Cal, which I don't know if it has a name or not yet. But it's going to run till the end of April, and it's for the
rain one.
Yeah. No showers in April or something.
I just wrote down Not Rain, which was not the full name of the pattern.
We'll link it below. It's a free pattern to celebrate Sarah's birthday. It is a delightful pattern, and it's in worsted, so there's a chance I might actually be able to finish it on time, you guys. Other than that, we don't really have too much on our plate. We have some events coming up. Diana's headed up to Lockport on the 4th of May. That's why the May 4th stuck in my head.
There we go.
Because that is the Little Britain yarn festival thing going on out in Lockport.
Yep.
And then she's gone for her honeymoon, and I come home. She comes home, and then June the 9th in Brandon, there's the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, which we will both be attending. And then we have the Manitoba Fiber Festival in September, with assorted other knit-alongs and events happening in and amongst those things.
As they come up.
As they go. Hey, we're doing Across the Prairies again this summer.
July 1st?
July the 1st.
Okay.
Have we decided anything else? Not really.
Cool. Details will be linked when they exist.
We got time. We're not too early.
Still April. We're okay.
Yeah, we're still good. Otherwise, I think that's it for us in events.
I believe so.
Woohoo! My brain pan.
Alright, let's wrap this up.
Okay, good night.
Okay, good night.
I'm done. No more. Jocelyn's gonna go put her brain to bed, so she's gonna say until next week. I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. My head hurts. I'm gonna smoke a bowl.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna be able to stay awake long enough to do that. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Fair. I will transfer files.
Yeah.